Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to your Senate chamber. Today is October 30, Wednesday, 2024, exactly 1:15 in the afternoon, and we're here for our fifth special Senate session. Before we proceed this afternoon for the session, may I ask for a moment of silence? Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Babalta,
Presente.
Senator Cruz, Senator Cruz.
Here.
Madam
Here.
President,
Here.
Senator Hofschneider,
Yay.
Senator King Neighbors, Senator King Neighbors,
Here. Here.
Senator Bangofnia,
Here.
Present.
Senator Manglonia Donald,
Present.
Senator Manglonia Paul,
Here.
Senator Mindiola.
Here.
Madam President, all 9 members are present.
With all 9 members present, we have established, actually, the entire full Senate is here to participate in today's session, and also may the record reflect that Senators Cruz, King Neighbors, Paul Manglonia, and Senator Dennis Mendiola are participating online from their respective islands. Moving on to item B, under public comments, we are now open for any public comments on the agenda items only. You may proceed and please state your name. And if you have any written material, to surrender it to the Sergeant at Arms so that we could make it a part of our session this afternoon. You may proceed.
Good afternoon. Hafideh Tiro, Madam Senate President, Ms. Edith Leon Guerrero, Honorable Senate members of the 23rd Northern Marianas Commonwealth Legislature. For record purposes, my name is Jean Paul B. Regis, Special Projects Coordinator under the Office of the Governor. I am here to represent and extend the administration's remarks, and on behalf of the Honorable Governor Arno I. Palacios and the Honorable Lieutenant Governor David M. Apateng, I thank you for the opportunity to appear before you today. Madam Senate President De Leon Guerrero, the Palacios-Apateng administration, or rather the current administration, would like to extend our appreciation and express our gratitude to this esteemed body once more, and to your Committee on Executive Appointments and Government Investigations, chaired by the Honorable Senator Selena R. Babalta, for your diligent work, unwavering time, and effort in reviewing and examining our previous and most present nominees here today. This afternoon, you'll be entertaining a few standing committee reports consisting of distinguished individuals that have committed to serving our great Commonwealth. Under Senate Standing Committee Report 23-112 and 23-113, the reappointments of Mr. Michael S. Sablon and Mr. Daniel Q. Taitano to serve as members for the Commonwealth Economic Development Authority Board of Directors to represent the 3rd and 1st Senatorial District of Saipan and Rhoda. Senate Standing Committee Report 23-114, the reappointment of Ms. Carmelita Reboliman Faisal to serve as member of the Board of Trustees for the Northern Marianas Technical Institute representing our Carolinian descents. Senate Standing Committee Report 23-115, the appointment of Ms. Miranda V. Manglonia to serve as member for the Commonwealth Utilities Corporation Board of Directors representing the 1st Senatorial District of Rhoda. And lastly, Senate Standing Committee Report 23-116 and 23-117, the appointment of Mr. Antonio L.G. Cabrera and Ms. Florence C. Sablon to serve as members for the Commonwealth Election Commission, both representing the 3rd Senatorial District of Saipan. Again, Madam Senate President De Leon Guerrero, and to you, honorable members of the Senate August body, it is for these reasons that Governor Arno I. Palacios and Lieutenant Governor David M. Apateng extends our sincere appreciation for your generous and favorable consideration on behalf of our nominees here today. Thank you, Jesus Mosi Zangiliso.
Sudus Masi, Mr. Regis, for your comments this afternoon. We are still open for anybody else to make a public comment on the agenda items. Please state your name and the entity you are representing. Thank you.
Hafideh Zentiro, Senate President, and honorable members of the Senate. My name is Eleanor Cabrera, and I'm representing the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation as the Chief Strategy Officer. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you before you today and provide comments I prepared in support of SB 2337, SD1, HD1, to mandate the Commonwealth Utilities Corporation to change the power, water, and wastewater rate for the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation, CHCC, to commercial rate and for other purposes. CHCC has long since requested and advocated for lower rate utility rates for the hospital, public clinics, specialty care centers, and our overall facilities because we consume significant energy to ensure our entire health system provides continuous care, both medically and throughout our public health services. Our lone hospital is a 24/7 operation whose resource consumption is unlike any other facility, whereby usage is not optional nor necessarily flexible in timing. We have specialized utility-intensive equipment needs such as our diagnostic scanners and dialysis machines for both inpatients and outpatients. And we also have necessary compliance and safety standards that we continue to meet daily, as validated by our federal CMS survey visit recently this year. These compliance measures involve rigorous standards for sanitation, ventilation, temperature control, and backup power systems. While these requirements drive up utility costs, CHCC has remained steadfast in maintaining such measures for the safety and well-being of our patients. CHCC does acknowledge that encouraging energy efficiency is crucial, but it is our reality that faces limits on how much we can cut back. By easing the cost burden through lower rates, CHCC may have more resources to invest in sustainable practices and green energy pursuits, such as furthering the development of our comprehensive solar projects and continuing energy-efficient upgrades in our technology, digital health systems, and equipment. SB 2337 SD1 HD1 addresses a long-awaited and much-needed solution to lower our utility rate classification from government to commercial. CHCC plays a fundamental role in life-saving response and improving population health, and these lower rates would provide immediate relief and prevent further cascade of our utility debt. Ultimately, this is an opportunity for greater financial health longer term for CHCC, which would allow us to allocate more resources towards patient care and community health initiatives rather than on utility expenses. We are the CNMI's health safety net, and we need your support for SB 2337 to sustain this. Sus Masi Gilisal, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cabrera, for your comment this afternoon. We are still open for public comments on the agenda items. Please state your name and the entity you're representing. You may proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker and members of the Senate, honorable members of the Senate. My name is Dr. Marty Rohringer. I'm a physician and currently the Deputy Chief Medical Officer at the Commonwealth Healthcare Center. I've first started working at CHCC in 1993, so I've had well over 25 years of service. I'm here to express my strong support for Senate Bill 2337, which proposes that the Commonwealth Utilities Corporation charge CHCC at commercial utility rates. This adjustment would result in significant cost savings for CHC, allowing us to better allocate resources towards critical care areas of patient care and public health services. As Deputy Chief Medical Officer, I have firsthand seen the impact of our financial constraints on the quality of care we provide. By reducing utility expenses, The funds saved could be redirected towards essential programs. This includes, number one, public health initiatives. With additional funding, CHCC could expand preventative health measures, disease control programs, and health education campaigns that would benefit the overall well-being of our community. Number two, off-island medical referral through the Health Network Program. Savings could also be used to enhance off-island medical referral program, ensuring patients requiring specialized care not available locally have access to timely and comprehensive treatment options. Number three, general patient care. Redirecting funds into patient care services would allow us to invest in improved facilities, advanced medical equipment, additional healthcare personnel, all of which are vital to ensuring patient safety and enhancing the quality of care we provide. Savings could also help build capacity to develop resources that could lead to other patient benefits, such as finding ways to reduce out-of-pocket medication expenses. Passing Senate Bill 2337 will directly improve our capacity to serve the people of the Commonwealth. By supporting this legislation, you are advocating for a healthcare system that prioritizes patient safety, wellness, and access to essential medical services. Thank you for the consideration on this important bill.
Thank you, Dr. Rohringer, for your comment this afternoon. We are still open for public comments. Okay, nobody else wants to make a comment, so we are officially closing this section of the agenda. Moving on to item C, reading and approval of the journal. There is none. Moving on to item D, messages from the governor. Clerk?
Madam President, we have 4 on our agenda, 23-352 to 355.
Any comments from the members? None. Moving on to item E, communications from the judiciary. There is none. Item F, communications from the heads of executive departments. There is none. Members, if there's no objections, I'd like to move on to item M of the agenda so that we could confirm the 6 nominees on the agenda item this afternoon. I now recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Under item M, reports of standing committee reports, we have 6. Standing Committee Report number 23-112 from the Executive Appointments and Government Investigation reporting on the executive reappointment of Mr. Michael S. Sablon to serve as a member of the Commonwealth Economic Development Authority Board of Directors to represent the 3rd Senatorial District. Madam President, I move for its adoption.
There's a motion to adopt Standing Committee Report number 23-112. It has been seconded. All those in favor say aye. Nays? Any comments from the senators? Recognize Senator Selena Babauta.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, colleagues. As to Standing Committee Reports number 23-112 and 23-113, I rise today to express the EAGI's full support for the nomination of Mr. Michael Skilling Sablon and Mr. Daniel Kituga Taitano to serve on the Commonwealth Economic Development Authority Board of Directors representing the 3rd and the 1st Senatorial districts, respectively. The hearing for these nominees were waived due to the very recent expiration of their previous terms. Based on the advice of counsel, the committee's decision to waive their hearing is satisfactory and appropriate action by the committee in order to advance their nomination to this body today. Moreover, it is important that no shortcuts were taken by the EAGI committee. They have completed their submission of their supporting documents, and that's why we went ahead and moved to waive their hearing. Additionally, they have demonstrated their commitment to the economic stimulation of our Commonwealth throughout their short term at CEDA board. Furthermore, the committee did not receive any testimony, written or otherwise, in opposition of their nomination. And I urge this body to adopt and confirm the Standing Committee Reports number 23-112 and 23-113 to confirm Mr. Michael S. Sablon and Mr. Daniel Q. Taitano to continue serving on the CEDA board. Thank you, and I yield.
Thank you, Senator Babauta, for your statement this afternoon. Any other statements from the senators? None? Okay. If I may just recognize the floor leader to also make that motion for item number 2, considering that the report has been included 23-113.
Thank you, Madam President. I offer a motion to adopt Standing Committee Report number 23-13 from the EAGI Committee reporting on the reappointment of Mr. Daniel Q. Titano to serve as a member of the Commonwealth Economic Development Authority Board of Directors to represent the First Senatorial District. So moved.
Thank you, Floor Leader. There's no objection, so we are adopting Standing Committee Report number 23-112 and Standing Committee Report number 23-113. All those in favor say aye. Nays?
Aye.
Thank you. Standing Committee Reports number 23-112 and 23-113 is hereby adopted by the Senate body and confirms Mr. Michael S. Sablan to serve as a member of the Commonwealth Economic Development Authority Board of Directors to represent the 3rd Senatorial District, and also Mr. Daniel Q. Titano to serve as a member of the Commonwealth Economic Development Authority Board of Directors to represent the 1st Senatorial District. Recognize Floor Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Next, we have Standing Committee Report number 23-114 from the Executive Appointments and Government Investigation reporting on the executive reappointment of Ms. Carmelita Rebalaman Faisal to serve as a member of the Board of Trustees for the Northern Marianas Technical Institute to represent the Carolinian descent. Madam President, I move for its adoption.
There's a motion to adopt Standing Committee Report number 23-114 and has been seconded. Any comments from the members? Recognize Senator Selena Babauta.
Thank you, Madam President and colleagues. As to Committee Report number 23-114 that concerns Ms. Carmelita Rebalaman Faisal, the committee also expresses its support for the confirmation of her nomination. This nomination was made pursuant to 3 CMC Section 12112(2), and the committee held the hearing for Ms. Rebalaman Faisal on October 17, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. here in the Jesus P. Mafnas Memorial Building. Ms. Rebalaman Faisal is no stranger to NMT. She also recently, her term recently expired and she was renominated as a Board of Trustee representing the Carolinian descent community and has served with good standing. She was recommended by the nominating committee of the NMTI to continue serving as a trustee. She holds a bachelor's degree in business management from Argosy University, Hawaii, and has held many supervisory and managerial positions in the private sector. If confirmed, her term will expire on March 11, 2028, and I urge this body to adopt Standing Committee Report number 23-114 to confirm Ms. Rebalaman Faisal to serve as NMTI Board of Trustee. Thank you, and I yield.
Thank you, Senator Babauta. Any other comments from the members? None? All those in favor say aye. Nays? Standing Committee Report number 23-114 is hereby adopted and confirms Ms. Carmelita Rebalaman Faisal to serve as a member of the Board of Trustees for the Northern Marianas Technical Institute to represent the Carolinian descent. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Next, we have Standing Committee Report number 23-115 from the Executive Appointments and Government Investigation reporting on the executive appointment of Ms. Miranda V. Manglonia to serve as a member of the Commonwealth Utilities Corporation, CUC, Board of Directors representing the 1st Senatorial District. Madam President, I move for its adoption.
There's a motion to adopt Standing Committee Report number 23-115 and has been seconded. Any comments from the members? Recognize Senator Selena Babauta.
Mrs. Masi, Madam President. As to Committee Report number 23-115, the EAGI Committee expresses its support for the confirmation of Ms. Miranda V. Manglonia to serve as the CUC Board of Directors representing Rota. Ms. Manglonia's nomination is made pursuant to 4 CMC Section 8131 and has met all the requirements pursuant to the statute. She is a graduate of Northern Marianas College, and if confirmed, Ms. Manglonia will serve the remainder of the unexpired term of Ms. Valerie M. Actelig, which will expire on August 10, 2027. As authorized by 1 CMC Section 2901A, the governor has waived the restrictions imposed by 4 CMC Section 8131A, which prohibits government employees from serving on the CUC board due to the limited or otherwise qualified potential pool of appointees. On behalf of the EAGI committee, I petition this body to confirm the nomination of Ms. Miranda Villagomez Manglonia most immediately. Thank you, and I yield.
Thank you, Senator Babauta, for your comments. Any other comments from the members? Ready? All those in favor say aye. Nays?
Aye.
The senators from Tinian, can you hear us from Saipan? Can you unmute? Are you in favor of the adoption of the report?
Aye.
Thank you. Standing Committee Report number 23-115 is hereby adopted and confirms Ms. Miranda V. Manglonia to serve as a member of the Commonwealth Utilities Corporation Board of Directors representing the 1st Senatorial District. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Next, we have Standing Committee Report number 23-116 from the Executive Appointments and Government Investigation reporting on the executive appointment of Mr. Antonio L.G. Cabrera to serve as a member of the Commonwealth Election Commission representing the 3rd Senatorial District. Madam President, I move for its adoption.
There's a motion to adopt Standing Committee Report number 23-116. It has been seconded. Any comments from the members? Recognize Senator Babauta.
Thank you, Madam President. These pursuant to our rules, Senate Standing Committee Report number 23-116, and I will also include Senate Standing Committee Report number 23-117. These nominations were made pursuant to 1 CMC 6102. And as you know, the Commonwealth elections began yesterday with early voting, October 29th, and is currently underway. The uninterrupted operation of the CEC is essential to its success. With only 2 current members representing Saipan, and given the potential for one of these members to be recused due to a perceived conflict of interest, leaves us with a precarious situation at best. And it necessitates the timely confirmation of these nominees. Considering the diligence of the nominees in providing their supporting documents and the expeditious efforts of the committee to conduct their examination process, I believe it is imperative that this body fulfills its constitutional and legal obligations. Mr. Antonio Leon Guerrero Cabrera and Ms. Florence Camacho Sablan were nominated by Governor Palacios on October 5th and 8th, 2024, respectively. Their hearings were heard simultaneously last week on October 28th. Both nominees have served our Commonwealth with distinction. Mr. Cabrera has served in various agencies to include the Division of Customs, Labor and Immigration, Developmental Disabilities, and lastly as an administrative officer for the Office of the Public Defender. Ms. Florence Camacho Sablan has served as the Executive Director for the Professional Licensing Board and later on as the Healthcare Licensing Board. Her extensive experience in promulgating rules and regulations to these 2 bodies makes her the perfect fit to promulgate much needed regulatory and statutory changes in the election process to accommodate the changing needs and trends of our constituents. The committee has publicly expressed their unanimous support for both nominees in the hearings, and I urge my colleagues to adopt Committee Report number 23-116 to confirm Mr. Cabrera and Committee Report number 23-117 to confirm Ms. Sablan to begin immediately serving on the Election Commission. Sizus Mase, and I yield.
Thank you, Senator Babauta. Any other comments from the members? Before I call for a voice call on the adoption of the reports, I'd like to recognize the floor leader to modify her motion to include item number 6.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to offer a motion to adopt Standing Committee Reports number 23-116 and 23-117. So moved.
There's a motion to adopt Standing Committee Reports number 23-116 and 23-117, and it has been seconded. All those in favor say aye. Nays? Standing Committee
Aye.
Reports number 23-116 and 23-117 is hereby adopted and confirms Mr. Antonio Leon Guerrero Cabrera to serve as a member of the Commonwealth Election Commission representing the 3rd Senatorial District, and also Ms. Florence C. Sablan to serve as a member of the Commonwealth Election Commission representing the 3rd Senatorial District. Short recess, please. Thank you, Senators. We are now back from our short recess and back to our agenda on item G, communications from the House. I now recognize the clerk.
Madam President, we have House Communication 23-163, returning with amendment Senate Bill 2337, SD1, HD1 for Senate action.
Thank you, Clerk. And now I would like to recognize the floor leader to make the proper motion.
Thank you, Madam President. I offer a motion to accept House Communication number 23-163. So moved.
Second.
There's a motion to accept House Communication number 23-163 and has been seconded. Any comments from the senators?
Madam Chair.
Recognize Senator
Thank you.
Jude Hofschneider.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Madam Chair, and good afternoon to everyone, including the viewing public and especially the management of and staff of CHCC. Just a brief history of this legislation. This is the third legislature that we try to facilitate this, and I'm grateful that we've come to this point where both chambers of this body affix their approval so far, because we still have to act on it. And I do, however, want to point out that one of the other component of this legislation was to recognize the other obligation, the meat of the discussions over the past several months, several years of our lone public hospital that accepts everyone that walks in there and never to turn away, even if their inability to without any sort of coverage of financial coverage to pay for the services. But nevertheless, this is a good legislation, a step in the right direction. And I want to thank the guidance also from the CHCC Board of Directors, current and previous, and the management for reaching out really to the legislature to try and forge this initiatives. I know that there's other issues that we need to address, and I couldn't. This is not a better time to really just ask and appeal to the members that we need to continue helping each other, especially our hospital. And at the same time, I ask also the hospital to be more prevalent up here in the legislature, both aisles. Don't matter, because at the end of the day, there's only one CHCC that we go to. I go there. As a matter of fact, I was just there yesterday, and I want to say that your staff are very good, and they continue to advocate for the the agency. So with that, Madam President, I thank you for allowing this body to take this up, and I respectfully ask all the members to please support it. Thank you. Yield back.
Thank you, Senator Jude Hofschneider. Any other comments from the members? Senators online? Comments? None?
It's okay, Madam President. Thank you.
Recognize Senator Dennis Mendiola.
Madam President, it's okay. Thank you. I heard the Senator Hofstadter. I'm good with it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Senator Mendiola.
Press one more thing.
Recognize Senator Jude Hofschneider.
I also want to thank my co-sponsors, as Vice President Manglonia and Floor Leader Magofnia, for sponsoring this legislation. Thank you so much for working together. Be back.
Thank you, Senator Hofschneider. I'd like to take a roll call on this particular legislation. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Babalta,
Yes.
Senator Cruz,
Yes.
Senator Hofschneider,
Ungen.
Senator King Neighbors, Senator Magofnia,
Yes.
Senator Manglonia Donald,
Yes.
Senator Manglonia Paul, Senator Mindiola,
Yes, for me.
Madam President,
Yes.
Senator Banglonia Paul. Madam President, 8 members present. Voting yes.
With 8 members voting yes, House Communication number 23-163 is hereby accepted by the Senate body and also passes. Senate Bill number 23-37 in the form of SD1, HD1, to mandate the Commonwealth Utilities Corporation to change the power, water, and wastewater rate for the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation to commercial rate and for other purposes. Moving on to item H, communications from the Senate.
Madam President, we have 7 on our agenda, 23, 3, 5, 32 to 38.
Any comments from the senators? Senators online, any comments? Senator Neighbors?
None for me, Senator.
Thank you. Jonathan, we can't hear Senator Neighbors. Senator Neighbors, I recognize you.
No, ma'am. I'm ready for the next item on the agenda.
Thank you, Senator. Moving on to item I, communications from the Washington delegate, there is none. Item J, unfinished business, there is none. Item K, pre-file abuse initiatives, local abuse and resolutions, none. Short recess, please. We're back from our second recess here. Moving on to the next item under L, introduction of abuse initiatives, local abuse and resolutions. I now recognize Senator Jude Hoff-Schneider.
As Jesus Masi, Madam Press, along with Senators Francisco Cruz, Senator Carl King Neighbors, and Dennis Mendola, formally introducing a Senate resolution number 2332 to acknowledge Matthew C. Musga for his unyielding contribution to the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands as a renowned local Chamorro jeweler. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Hoff-Schneider. Moving on to item N, reports of special conference committee, there is none. Item O, resolution calendar, there is none. Item P, bill calendar.
Madam
I
President.
now recognize recognize Senator Jude Hoff-Schneider.
I apologize, but if there's no objection from the members, I know that we've moved forward. May I request for a placement of such resolution on resolution calendar for disposal if it's not too late?
No objections from the senators? I now recognize the floor
No
leader.
objection.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. I offer a motion to move Senate Resolution 23-32 onto today's calendar for action. So moved.
Thank you, floor leader. There is a motion to move Senate Resolution 23-32 onto the resolution calendar for today's adoption. It has been seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nays? Thank you, Senator Mendiola. Senate Resolution 23-32 is hereby adopted by the Senate body. Moving on to item P. Okay. Okay, let's just go back to the resolution calendar. All those in favor say aye for the adoption of Senate Resolution number 23-32, say aye. Nays? Senate Resolution 23-32 is hereby adopted. Thank you, Senator Mendiola. Moving on to item P, bill calendar. I now recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Under item P, bill calendar, we have one, Senate Bill number 23-52 to amend 1 CMC subsections 28002, 28004, and 28032 to certify non-emergency medical transport ambulances and for other purposes. So, Madam President, I move for its passage.
There's a motion to pass Senate Bill number 23-52.
Second.
It has been seconded. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Babalta,
Nga.
Senator Cruz,
Yes.
Senator Hoff-Schneider,
Again.
Senator King Neighbors,
Yes.
Senator Magofnia,
Yes.
Senator Manglona Donald,
Yes.
Senator Mindiola,
No.
Madam President,
Yes.
Madam President, 7 members voting yes, 1 no, 2 absent.
With 7 members voting yes, 1 no, and 2 absent, Senate Bill number 23-52 hereby passes the Senate.
Apologize, Madam President, 1 absent.
Correction, 7 members voting yes, 1 no, and 1 absent. This Senate Bill number 23-52 hereby passes the Senate. Moving on to item Q, petitions, memorials, and miscellaneous communications. There is none. Item R, announcements. Senators, recognize Senator Donald Manglona.
Thank you, Madam President. I know I've spoken to Dr. Roringer earlier, but this is just to inform the members of HEW as well as management from CHCC that will be taking up the legislation on the special medical facility permit next Thursday. So I appreciate members of CACC to be present in case members have questions in regards to that legislation. It will be again next week Thursday, uncertain of the time. Once we confirm the use of the chamber, we'll disseminate the OGA notice. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Donald, for that announcement. Any other announcements from the senators? None. Moving on to item S, I now recognize the floor leader for the adjournment of the session.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm sorry. Can we just go back to the announcements if it's okay with everyone?
Sure.
I just would like to inform the members of RDP and gaming and also the public that we will be holding a joint committee meeting next Monday at 10 o'clock to introduce the joint resolution for the Suwaso lease. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Magofnia. Any other announcements, senators? I now recognize the floor leader for the adjournment of the session.
Thank you, Madam President. At this time, I'd like to offer a motion to adjourn this session subject to the call of the President.
There's a motion to adjourn this session, has been seconded. All those in favor say aye. Nays, this session is hereby adjourned.
Aye.
Thank you, senators.